Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have I think it's going to be a short video. This is for Nicholas Duverne. He's from the Islands, and I mean that's like from Australia or something like that. I think they belong to United States, or they're in union with the United States. But yeah, he's on the other side of the world. He sent me a computer from a Mercedes Benz. This is a C. Let me see. He put this stuff in here. It's a C220 2004. This is a CDI engine, which means it's a diesel engine 2.2. And he said that he has no communication. So it was a little hard with the information he sent me because they use a different software to get information from. Luckily for me, I have Sentry computer, and I was able to locate the diagram, which is in here. On these computers, the gasoline computers engines on Mercedes are designated as N310, and the diesel ones are N39. The nice thing about Sentry is it gives you all the information of what is the B42 and etc. Hopefully you guys can see, like the N10 one is the front SAM, and as you can see the N39 is the CDI control unit, aka engine control module. All right, so I was just looking for the minimum which I need in here, which is powers and grounds and communication. He might got confused because these computers, they do have a CAN network, which you can see here is a CAN C, and that is, and I will show you in a second, used for communication in between the modules and like the instrument cluster, the ignition switch, and so on. But the actual communication to the scanner, it happens on, sorry, I gotta stop for my call. All right, so what I was saying, the actual communication is through the K line on the X11.4, which let me go down there. So if I go down to all this description, X11.4, as you can see here, is the data link connector. Just focus yourself in here. And if I click in there, which it will bring me to it. So see, now it's selected in green, and it tells me that's the data link connector. So again, I just selected the minimum things that I need. In this case, again, powers are 1, 3, and 5, which and grounds 2, 4, and 6. The grounds are shared. Powers I use all, and the ignition is in 19, pin 19, and connector 2. These computers uses 2 connectors. The big one with like, I don't know how many pins, is number 1, and the one with 58 pins is connector 2. So I have all that set up. I also put here the CAN high and low, just because I also mark, let me move this microscope out of the way. I marked the connector 2 here with just a pen to know which are pins 53 and 54 for the CAN line, and also the K line to check that communication in case I wasn't being able to talk to it. So I provided the powers and grounds with these. Again, this box I got it from Wacy. I can probably put the link on the description for those that wants to have something like that. It's very handy. You have an OBD2 connector, which I have the OTL connected to the J, the J pass-through, which also works as a BCI, wireless BCI onto my OTL Elite, which I'm using for this. I'm using my power supply in here. I just got powers and ground, which is also supplied to this box with this cable, and then I can connect the 25 pin. I have like 4 different harnesses, which plenty of powers and grounds, and all the cables for the OBD port that I can connect the computers to. All right, so this is a very fast way to show you. I was also going to show you something as far as the communication. So let me go back to here. Let me see the European diagnosis is a little different. So as you can see, this is it's very good to have information, because otherwise you cannot really work on a car. I mean, it's so many different networks, so many types of communication that you really need to understand how the actual system works. As you can see, it shows us the CAN. This is the engine CAN network. And then we have the instrument cluster N15.3, which is right here is a transmission control module. The N22, which is a controller and operating unit. I don't know what that is, probably for the AC or so. Those are just a sample of what is in here. And then the diagnosis, as they show here, you got the eccentric diagnosis through a VCI onto the DLC connector, again X114, and that they told you in the K line. So I can come down here on the information, and it gives a brief description. Let me just make sure I'm in the right page. Right here, reading out of fault memory. I went through, reading out. The CDI control unit is connected to the data link connector via the K line. Store faults can be read out using the start diagnosis or a standard output device, a generic scan tool like I'm using here, with ignition on or with the engine running. Thus, you can see, all the data and everything. So again, I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn this off so you guys can see I'm going to lose communication in a second. I'm not sure if it's going to happen here because I was actually not in the communication, but if I want to read codes, the VCI is not even on. You see it's going to be no communication. I just want to show you that I am actually connected to the computer. It's going to be in there for a bit of a time trying to communicate till it goes to like no communication. But you can see, it's definitely no communication. That's weird. No full codes. The VCI is not even connected, but yeah. Let me try to read the ECM information. That is probably what it was on the system. Live data. Okay, finally no communication. That was just probably what it was on the history of the computer, because the BCI is off. All right, so I'm going to turn this on. Now you can see even the BCI is coming back to life, and I have a healthy draw of amperage, like around 500 milliamps, and that includes what the BCI draws, which is like 100 milliamps. I'm going to wait for the BCI to actually connect. I just heard that, and now when I read the ECU information, we're gonna have a lot. Well, there should be more files in there, so let me go out. Let's get back in here. Okay, now it's reading. As you can see, it's not just showing a CDI 3, it's now showing the computer number, the supply, which is Bosch, the hardware status, and diagnostic identifier and all that. So if I read codes, now it's going to read all the codes because I can nothing connect it. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of a time. It's trying to collect all the codes, which are going to be a whole bunch of it. Like you can see, cylinder 1, fuel injector, blah, blah, blah. We got a store and current because of, obviously, again, nothing is connected. So it is stuck in. So the no communication, I don't have that. And I have also now I got the scope. These are the signals that I was reading from CAN high and CAN low. I'm going to do one at a time. Oops, sorry, not that. So I'm going to run this scope. The signal is going to disappear. And I'm going to use the blue channel to go over to one of the, let me see if I see that, because it's a little bright. So I'm connected into one of the signals that I got marked. And I got nothing. Am I in the right one? Sorry guys, I might not be in the right one because it's hard to see. Yeah, I don't think I was on one. Again, another call, so sorry, but okay, so we have, again, no signal. I'm going to connect to that one. And we can see the CAN, that looks like the CAN low, which is going from like 2.5 to 1.5 volts. And then I'm going to the other one. Sorry, it's not that one, it's the next one. I'm trying to, it's a little hard to say or to see, sorry. That one is not giving me anything. This one is. Oh yes, right there. It's because, yeah, it's not giving me anything because I'm using the trigger in the low side. And if I wouldn't have put a trigger, then it would read. Now, if I connect into here, we can see now that that signal is going from 2.5 to like 3.5 volts or so. Hopefully you can see that. So the CAN network is active and it's working. And obviously we got the communication with the scanner because I can read the computer. So this is a quick way of how I do test the computers. After that, if I have another issue with the computer, then I specifically go there. Let's say, no throttle, no O2 sensor, or no coolant temperature sensor, and then I follow that circuit itself to provide that simulation like I have right here ready to do a test. Let's say, the fuel temperature sensor, the coolant temperature sensor. I just use, a decay box. This one can provide resistance and capacitance, or both together, depends on what you're trying to test, and it worked really good. So again, hopefully this can help others, and so is Nicholas, which he's trying to do some of the computer repairs. He opened this computer up and he sent me some pictures with the computer open and water in it, which is very common on this Mercedes. And he said he couldn't communicate with the computer. I am not saying that he's lying. Probably it just dried up. He cleaned it up really good, so probably it dried up and it started working in here, which, sometimes it happens. I cannot really now check too much the computer because it's really clean, so it's going to be very hard for me to find where the problem was. When I have a computer that comes untouched to me, it's a lot easier because then I can focus on the areas that I can see the problems. But on pictures, it's very hard. So, all right, guys. So hopefully this is helpful for some. And see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, and happy 4th of July. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. 2021.